everyone, and welcome to Real Talk. Also, happy Cinco de Mayo. My name is Jennifer, and I'm so honored to be your host this evening. I've got my little sombrero hat here, ready to party it up with all of you tonight because you're my family and we got to have some fun, right? You are my community, and that is the topic of Real Talk tonight. It's all about community. We want to get real tonight on this aspect of Optavia. Most of you probably already know that community is one of our 4 pillars that makes Optavia stand out from a lot of programs out there. But if you're new to the Optavia journey, first of all, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. There are 4 components to Optavia, so let's review them really quick as we get started tonight. Of course, we have our nutrition program. Lots of nutrition plans with Optavia, depending on what your goals are. Secondly, you're given a coach to guide you. We have an amazing educational system, the Life Book and the Habits of Health book to help us do the mental push-ups. And then we've got community. It's so important on a road to better health and well-being to ensure that all 4 of these components are part of your journey. So I like to think about it like a car that has 4 tires. You're in the driver's seat, headed down this path towards better health. But if you're only doing the nutrition piece, that's like having 3 flat tires, right? And chances are you're probably not going to get where you want to go if all 4 wheels are not inflated. So the question tonight is, do you have your community tire inflated? Are you involved in community? I mean, I'm probably preaching to the choir here because you're here listening to this webinar, so welcome in. And that's part of community. So congratulations to you. Well, why is it important that we even focus on community? Let's talk briefly about the research that shows we will be better off if we actually come together in community. There was a landmark Harvard study ongoing since 1938 that found that close relationships, even more than money or fame, is what keeps people happy and healthy throughout their life. Also, people with strong social ties have a 50% increased chance of survival over time compared to those with weaker connections, and that belonging to a community reduces the risk of depression, anxiety, and stress. And there are Optavia independent studies showing that when you stay connected to your coach and with your community in Optavia, you are 10 times more likely to reach your goal. So we're going to be talking specifically this evening about a couple of ways that you can continue to stay connected to community, ensuring that this particular tire of your health vehicle is inflated. And to help encourage you, I'm going to surround myself tonight with some amazing members of our community. Let me introduce you now to the Optavia Bunch.
Here's the story of a growing movement, each one wanting health and happiness, with a coach to help and cheer and guide them, the habits to address, till the one day when these people came together and they knew it wasn't just another lunch. It's the power of support and transformation. That's the way that we became Optavia Bunch, Optavia Bunch, Optavia Bunch. That's the way we became Optavia Bunch.
Oh, yes, corny as it is, this is the Optavia Bunch, and we are just excited to have all of you here tonight. Hey, I'm going to ask our Optavia Bunch some questions this evening, and if you're a guest listening live on Zoom or in our community Facebook page, I want to encourage you to answer these questions as well inside of our chat. So welcome everybody to our webinar. Let's start with Sandy. Sandy, good evening. I know you've been part of Optavia for almost 13 years now. How has being part of the community helped you move from just doing a program to truly living a transformation?
What a good question, Jen. When I think about that, and when I first came almost 13 years ago, I was invited to an event. And I just remember hearing stories and I knew my goal and I had already seen one friend, but to see the transformations and just to have the encouragement. And then shortly after that, I was invited to an event that Dr. A was at. And he just made sure everybody in the room felt so important. And those stories that we heard um, just were amazing. And we did an event here in Sacramento, and it was so fun to share our stories and to see how that impacted people and to it just being with this community makes me just feel so important, but that my life can make such a difference and that we each can encourage each other. We walk through the hard times and we're in a community that's so open and curious and wanting to grow. It's about like what's next? What can we do? Wherever we are is what can we do? And just it's just not a program, it's a group of people that make sure you feel loved and belonged and just like in this group.
I love it.
So
I love it. So, Chris, I know you and Sandy, your wife, have hosted a lot of community events in your home, just getting together for coffee. How have those in-person events impacted your health journey?
What I really like about having an in-person meeting is you get to know the people a little bit better. I get more information from people in a one-on-one situation, and they always have great ideas, great suggestions. They're always there to lend a hand and help. And I occasionally get the opportunity to do the same.
I love that. You're both right. That importance of one-on-one or in-person community is so valuable. We're going to spend the next couple of minutes, however, talking about an opportunity that some may or may not know about or be taking a part of, and that is our WinZooms. WinZooms for the win. We're so grateful that the technology of Zooms can unite all of us, no matter where we're coming from across the country. Just like you said, we're coming in from all over places tonight. WIN stands for Wellness Integration Now. These are 15-minute Zooms that happen Monday through Saturday in the morning and Monday through Thursday in the evening. We're going to give you all the details about those, but this is an opportunity for people to integrate themselves into their own wellness journey. We come together in community. We share actual wins and victories. We spend a few minutes in our life book. We wrap up practicing our stop, challenge, and choose breathing, sometimes some affirmations. And all of this helps us rewire our brain when we show up, when we're speaking and sharing what's going on. It physically rewires our brain. So it's an important part of this. So let's talk about our Win Zooms. And again, if you experience the Win Zooms, these questions that I ask, I encourage you to pop your answers in the chat. Jill, let me come over to you this evening. What was your first Win Zoom like? And how did it make you feel to be part of that space? And what keeps you coming back?
Well, I love this question, Jen. Thank you. Because I remember my first WinZoom, and honestly, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Although I knew it was a WinZoom, that was positive, and so I knew it was going to be great. But I was longing for community. I was desiring to build trust and connect in a sense of belonging. I approached it with an open mind. I was more than ready to connect with others and to hear their stories, their testimonies, and even the speed bumps along the way, because we all navigate different speed bumps, and it was nice to hear other people's stories and the way that they handle it. The initial call, I sat back. I call it sitting in the bushes because I didn't quite know what to expect. So I sat back and I observed. I read the comments. I was on camera, however, because I feel that is a deeper sense of connection. And I love being on camera and others on camera where I can see them. And anyway, I found great value in the inspiration and the successes that were shared right from the get-go. And Jen, it did not take me very long to find out that this is exactly what I needed. It was exactly what I wanted. So soon I got the courage to raise my hand and to find my voice and share my wins, because I wasn't used to that. But it, over time I got comfortable and I realized that it was a very safe place to express and to foster the sense of community that was I was participating in. There's 10 opportunities a week, and whether you can make one, whether you can make 10, it quickly became an essential part of my schedule. It was a rock in my calendar, and it still is. And also, it provided a fantastic opportunity to engage in the life book and the HOH book. And it inspired me to take a deeper dive into both of them, because after all, they are the hub of our program.
Nice, nice. Jill, I love it. And I always love it when you share. I'm so glad that you came off camera to do that. Lisa, let's hop over to you. Have you ever shown up to a WinZoom feeling low and left feeling lifted? And what helped shift your mindset?
Yes, I can definitely say that has happened to me. I plan on attending WIN calls every day at 10 a.m. It's a rock in my schedule. And most days I make the 9 p.m. Zooms too, because I love to start my day and end my day with the Zoom calls. It's a great way to do that and just bring positivity into my life. But I actually hop on a few minutes early so I can move and groove to the opening song and the video. And as soon as I jump on and I see everyone's smiling faces and everybody dancing along with me, it just changes my mood. But on the days when I do feel low, once I see everybody, it immediately lifts me up. And when I hear the actual wins that people are sharing and experiencing, or how they get through struggles using our mindset and healthy habit creation tools, it inspires me to evict that negative voice in my head and keep going. There's always something that someone says that keeps my heart and my cup full and confirms that I'm in a safe, beautiful, loving place with like-minded, health-minded people, and that I can't do this lifelong journey alone. And the life book, education, the affirmations, and the breathing, they totally center me and snap me right out of any low place I'm in and back to thriving. And what I really love is the personal development portion of the call. It keeps me pushing to become the best version of myself. I'm staying open and curious and wanting to grow. So community is everything for me.
Oh, and I just love that you're a part of it, Lisa. Thanks for sharing. Let's hop over to Patrick. Patrick, I'm curious for you. How has the community accountability of these WIN Zooms helped you stay more consistent with your health habits?
That's awesome that you asked me that, because I was just thinking about that as I was listening to Jill and to Lisa. And for me, it's really the community actually creates my accountability. And what I mean by that is a lesson I learned a few years ago with this program was, as hard as it is to say sometimes, it's not all about me. It's actually about other people. And for me, I always kind of phrase it and I put it in the vein of it's about these other people. How am I showing up for them on a daily basis? Am I showing up in a positive way? And for me, that's what the accountability is. It's how am I showing up? Am I showing up as the best version of me? And to begin with, and on the habits part, I mean, Dr. A talks a lot, teaches us very early in the life book about that amazing tool of stop, challenge, and choose. And I'll be honest, for me, the hardest part of that stop, challenge, and choose was always that middle piece, that challenge. How do I challenge myself? What's that mean? And what I turned that into is that simple question of how am I going to show up for other people? And now, whenever I'm faced with a situation, the stop's easy. We can all do that, right? And the choose is easy on the back end. But how I get there now, that challenge piece is simply I ask myself, how am I going to act here and how am I going to show up to other people as a result? And I found that that's really helped me make a better choice more times than not. We're not perfect, but more times than not, it helps me make that better choice. And as Dr. A teaches us in the life book, you make those choices time after time after time, and that's what creates the habit. So for me, the accountability has helped me create those healthier habits just by going through stop, challenge, and choose. And that middle part for me has just become, how am I going to show up for other people the next time I'm on a win call or the next time I'm in any community function? So for me, I think the habits have been created because the accountability is made, has developed around the fact that I'm participating in this community on a regular basis. So for me, it's been a win all the way around, and I love the win calls every single day.
Ah, Patrick, and it's so fun to see you there. I love that you're actually applying the information you're learning on these calls into your journey. Thanks for sharing. Let's come on over to Grace. Grace, I know that you're a client who's often on the evening calls. How has learning from other people's victories, both scale and non-scale victories, how has that impacted your own journey? Tell us a little bit about that.
First of all, being on this call is a win for me as a client to be able to share. I am enjoying learning where different people are coming from. People show up and they may be having a bad day. And it's good to hear that not everybody's day is perfect. You know, people fall, people have bad experiences in hospitals, and, you know, we don't show up with everything perfect. We show up with issues that have sprung from having challenges, and we give each other encouragement to be able to deal with them. So it's a joy for me to end my day that way. So
I love it. I love it. Let me ask you this. People have been mentioning how we sometimes practice our breathing. What do you love most about the breathing and affirmations at the end? And I'm curious to know if that's made a difference for you.
yes, first, I am very intrigued with the triangle possibility of the breathing, I'm losing my train of thought. The breathing, the education, and the wins. Sharing the wins, that's fun. However, specifically about the breathing, I have to share a story. A few weeks ago, I was traveling 75 miles an hour on a turnpike here in Dallas. I was going slow, and I was in the far left lane, and a vehicle flipped over the median upside down. It was headed toward me and landed to my right in front of me. Now, that literally took my breath away. So breathing was what I needed to do. So having practiced these breaths at the end of every session enabled me to hold on to the steering wheel for dear life and pray and take deep breaths and breathe until I got safe. So these win calls, just like this program, are about life and how we deal with it, and we have choices. So as a caveat, everybody was safe, and that in itself was a miracle. So thank you for asking and letting me.
Wow. I'm so glad that because it's something you practice every day, because you're showing up to these win calls, you were actually able to use that in a very stressful situation. And Grace, we're all so glad that you are okay. Well, you guys, thanks for sharing about the win calls. Such great takeaways. Let's shift these next couple of minutes to do some real talk about our Facebook community groups. We do have the Real Talk community page where this is streaming live even as we speak, but there are various support pages for our clients. If you're a client of Optavia, you're probably already a part of one of these community pages that your own coach has you included in. Let's come over to Kevin and TJ tonight. Kevin, let's start with you and help you get us started in this aspect of community. So I'm curious to know, how has the Facebook client support page helped you feel like you're not alone on this journey? And can you share a moment when someone's post or comment in the group really encouraged you?
Yes. So first of all, we highly encourage our new clients to get on this Facebook page because it exposes them to community and sharing out loud with their health journey. So by doing that, we go in there to support them. But what I get out of that is a lot of times, depending on how my day's going, people will share a win of overcoming a struggle or a situation, be it a stop, challenge, and choose driving or a choice for health. And a lot of times they'll speak to me, and so it's a win-win. I'm encouraging the new people there, but I get so much more back out of it, and I never know how that's going to affect me. So that's the big thing. And the next thing is someone encouraging me as, and I'll use my vintage, gray hair, my age. Sometimes we'll have somebody post something at their age of this vintage, and I'm to the point in my life that I don't need bulky muscle anymore. I want lean muscle. And I've had several guys, especially, or just people in general, reach out and share that. And it means so much to me because it's someone else going through the same part of life and the same journey. So in a nutshell, that's it.
Yeah, we love the vintage Kevin. We really do. And let's come to your lovely wife, TJ. How has posting your own progress or struggles in your Facebook group, how has that helped deepen your connection to others?
It really creates real community. And I'll start by saying I love to call it our client success page, because that's really what the community does. When I share a win, others celebrate with me. When I share a struggle, they come alongside me with encouragement. It reminds me that I'm not alone, and it gives others permission to share too. It's a beautiful give and receive cycle that builds trust, friendships, and support. I've learned that when we let people in, we form deeper bonds, and together we grow stronger. In our client community pages, we want to bring value, create engagement, and make sure that every member feels seen, heard, and supported. Thanks, Jen.
I love that, Kevin and TJ. That's great. Kelly, let's come over to you. I know you're a huge pickleball fan, but I'm curious to know, have you ever made a new friend or accountability buddy from either the win calls or your Facebook community page?
Hey, Jen. Hey, thanks for inviting me, guy from Northern Idaho up here in Spirit Lake. The power community I've found is huge. I mean, being an educator for 12 years, oh my goodness, I thought I knew it all. I didn't know anything. So, being around like-minded people, working on health together, getting healthy is huge. And I am just so blessed because celebrating my clients' wins is so much more rewarding now than my own wins from 12 years ago. So, and the research says engaging in community can significantly enhance your success of reaching that healthy weight and maintaining. So research backs that up. And I love, we have the support, we have the motivation, we have the accountability, and the social connections has been huge. I mean, hiking, up here in Northern Idaho. I'm very involved in pickleball. I don't know if you can see my pickleball paddle, but I'm very involved in pickleball. So the social connections have been huge. So yeah, community is huge, and I'm just so thankful. I look so forward to the win calls every morning. I'm not on every morning. One morning I have another thing going on, but I love it when my clients on there because we celebrate them, their wins and struggles. So here's a little quote: if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, we go together.
Oh, that's fantastic, Kelly. I love that quote. I even heard that you played
Thanks,
pickleball in Hawaii with some of your clients. I think that's fantastic. Let's come over to Julie. Julie, when you think about support versus self-sabotage, how do these Monday night health classes, the win calls, your client support Facebook page, how do they shift you towards support? And Do you think you'd be where you are today without all these aspects of community?
Oh, wow. Well, honestly, Jen, I know without a doubt that I wouldn't be where I am today without the calls. I mean, this community, the support calls, it's really easy to fall into a trap of comparing myself to others and feeling like I'm not doing enough. That's self-sabotage, but it can happen like that. And if we're not careful, these Monday calls and the win calls and even just being plugged into the Facebook support page, they pull me out of things, especially when I'm in my head. So, hearing other people's stories and seeing their struggles and their wins and realizing I'm not the only one feeling a certain way, it really reminds me I'm not alone and that the progress looks different for everyone. And it's the community that really helps me stay focused on support instead of comparison. And every time I hear someone else share something that really hits close to home, it's kind of like it recharges me, and without that, I honestly think I would have given up or at least really been stuck. And the support system is everything to me. So, I love this community.
I love it. And it looks like from the chat, I've been keeping my eye on that. Like a lot of people are having wonderful experiences in these different aspects of community. You guys, we're just about to wrap up, but I want to do a really, really, really quick round robin question. So Sandy and Chris, Jill, Lisa, Patrick, and how about Grace? In one word, what do the Win Zooms mean to you? Let's start with Sandy. Sandy, go for it.
The one word would be awaken to possibilities.
My word would be belonging. It allows me to belong to a group that helps us succeed. Jill?
I think my word would be empowering. It empowers me, gives me the confidence and the power to live an optimal life. Lisa, what about you?
I would say uplift. It's uplifting no matter what life throws at me. Patrick, how about you?
Oh, for me, it's got to be consistency. It's about creating that habit on a regular basis. Grace, how about you?
My word is confidence. Confidence in knowing that we have tools in our toolkit to make things better and live the best life we can. So,
oh, love that, you guys. Love those words. And let's wrap up with a round robin question for Kevin, TJ, Kelly, and Julie. What would you say to someone who's sitting quietly on the sidelines of either their Facebook group or hasn't joined a Win Zoom yet? What would you say to them? Let's start with you, Kevin.
Oh, I'd say join for accountability. EJ?
So community isn't just taking, it's giving and receiving. So fully integrate into it. So Jill? Oh, nope. Sorry, Kelly.
Yeah. I would say jump in. I mean, just jump in, feet first, go for it. Dr. A talks about it in the book. Don't diet in the dark. I mean, live your journey out loud. You don't know what your story, who you're going to impact.
I love it. Julie, wrap up with you.
Tell your story, please. Your story matters. Your story is important. This community is your community. Be a part of it. You never know who is going to be inspired by your story.
Well, the Optavia bunch, we're not going to play the music again, but thanks for being here, Optavia bunch. Have a great evening. Let's wrap up tonight with just a couple things to that's coming up here. If you want to be part of the Brain and Body Reset Challenge and you're not already, please connect with your coach. But if you,
okay.
That's how we.
Oh, friends, there we go. We're going to mute out here. There we go. Okay. So if you are part of the Brain and Body Reset Challenge, you have a challenge word that you've got to text tonight. That word tonight is win, because that's what we've all been doing by being in communities. So text the word win for your chance to get some points for that challenge. And then I also want to remind you that the first Tuesday of every month, is Dr. Anderson's Conscious Leadership Forum. He's going to teach on some things. And this month, he's talking about making sense of our chaotic world, right? And then you have an opportunity to to ask some questions, and Dr. Anderson will address those. And don't forget to come back to Community next week, because we will be having a fantastic conversation about secrets of fueling your body correctly. Thanks so much for being a part of the community. Hopefully we'll see you on some of these win calls and in your support pages on Facebook. We're glad that you were here, and have a great night. Bye-bye, everybody.